Welcome back to Miller's Construction. On this episode, Flex Stackpack Wave 2 is here. I've been asking for drawers for a really long time, and man, have they delivered. I'm going to take you through each individual container in a detailed up-close look with measurements. We're going to measure each individual container. We're going to show you all the details that you need to know if you're interested in purchasing some Flex Stackpack organization boxes, along with a few cool accessories that I've never seen before. Stay tuned. Let's just dive right into this. So right away, we look at the new dolly system. So it's sitting on 4 casters, and yes, 2 of the casters are lockable. So that's super nice. We're gonna get into this. Let's pan over here for just a second. Also picked up a few of these accessory kits. Now these are super nice because of the way they click together, and I'll show you those here in a minute, but lots of nice options from Flex. I can tell you I've got these, I run these extensions. Actually, I've been running some of these bits from time to time. They're great. I have not had a single issue with their bits. The bit extensions, okay, these are stainless steel, or at least they advertise them as stainless steel, the extensions. And so far, I'm really liking the bit extensions, but I'll show you a little bit more about these accessories here coming up. But for now, I just set these up here, and I want to talk to you about this crate a little bit, show you what's cool about it. All right, so this is just a topper that you buy separately. This does not come with the crate, okay? So it's got this piece of plywood on top, and what's nice about it is you flip it over, there's the screws that hold the piece of plywood on, so if you wanted to, you could replace this, which is super nice. But basically, it's just creates a nice little work table that you can use to, I don't know, stack your tools or make notes real quick or eat your sandwich, whatever. But nice accessory there from Flex. It's just nice to have some of this random stuff. You know, do I really truly need this? No, but it's nice that they offer it. What if I wanted it, right? All right, the crate. The crate is awesome. Here's what I visualize doing with the crate. All of the tools that you put on your job site that's not being carried in by the original Flex Stackpack or the drawers, maybe some of your bigger tools that you store in a different location, whatever, you could take the crate, stack all of your tools in there. For instance, I'll give you an example. We do a little bit of everything on our job sites. So we're working on framing right now. We've got a little bit of electrical we're doing, just a little bit of everything. When you're a remodeler, that's what you get into. You get into all kinds of random stuff, right? So we don't have a place that's necessarily specifically for each individual tool in a stack pack, or right now I'm using a DeWalt T-Stack. So we will just pile all of those random tools into a 5-gallon bucket and carry it into the job site. It works, but it's not very roomy. This, from Stackpack, this crate, not only does it have a ton of room and it's big and open, it also has these big rubberized grip handles, okay? Or actually they're plastic, there's not even rubber on there. But that's kind of nice to have. We'll go ahead and measure this for you, kind of show you what kind of sizing we got. Here we go. So outside dimensions, 21 3/4, okay? Interior dimensions, where the handle's at, because that protrudes just a little bit. Interior dimensions, about 17.5 inches is what I'm gonna call that. So there you go, about 17.5 inches. Now what do we got for depth? At the lowest point right here, that notch, to that notch, you've got a full 12 inches, okay? Over here, you've got a little bit more. You've got about 13.25, 13.5, something like that. So there you go. You got a pretty nice big crate. I like the crate. I think this is going to come in super handy for us, and I certainly like the lid. All right, enough about that. Let's put the lid back on. Let me just get, these are becoming a nuisance. Let's get these out of here real quick. Okay. All right, let's talk about this organizer a little bit. This is a unique organizer, a lot different than your standard suitcase because it is so incredibly deep. Look how deep that thing is. Let's just go ahead and get some measurements going here. How about that? So you're looking at approximately 5.5 inches. Let's see if the camera can pick that up. About 5.5 inches right there of depth. Let's get it from this side. A little easier. Yep, about 5.5 inches to the top. And of course, these organizers, you can customize them any which way you want. I'm picturing some bigger hand tools going in here actually. Take one of these slots out, maybe all my aviator snips in here, stuff like that. I'm not sure. I've got to really figure out how I'm going to set this up. But I can tell you right now, I like it. I've got to get this in there correctly. You can see how that works. Pull that out. See those 3 grooves? Two grooves. So in the back, you've got a little bit here. Let's measure it here. We've got interior dimensions about 19.75. Let me bump down here. About 19.75 interior dimensions on the width, and the depth here, we're talking, let's see here, about 13 inches, something like that. So not bad, but the depth, that's why you want this deeper suitcase. Man, I mean, if you wanted to turn this into a suitcase that carries all of your fasteners, you could, no problem there. Let's get into the drawers. How about that? Triple stack drawer. This is probably going to be my favorite, by the way. You can see how easily it opens up. Yes, they did send dividers, tons of extra dividers. All of these came in the center drawer, right? So they're basically, they're encouraging customization. But all 3 drawers exactly the same. Let's give you a measurement real quick. See if I can hold this tape. Okay, we're bumping over there. We're looking at 16.75, you know. Now, this tighter spot over here, we've got this bump out. Bump out to bump out where you can put a divider. You're definitely safe going 16 inches. Can you see that, what I'm bumping off of? You're definitely safe going 16 inches. Now, the other direction, I'm just going to go at this tightest spot right here as well. You're not quite 12, that's for sure. You're looking at more like 11.25 would maybe be a tight fit. So 11.25 at the tightest spot for the depth. And then, right here. 3 and maybe 5/8 total in deepness of the tray itself. Okay. And nice big ball bearing slides. Obviously, you can remove them. That's a nice feature. Really nice though. Nice the way they send you all of this if you wanted to set up. I'm thinking probably fasteners for these. Various U2 fasteners and lags and construction screws, stuff like that. But yeah, check this out. This is the lock mechanism. Now, one thing, let's see. Here's one thing that I don't like. There's a couple things I don't like. If I choose to lock the drawers, see now I can't open them. I have to unstack a pack just to unlock the one down below. Obviously this one's on top, I can unlock it, no problem. But let's say I forgot to lock one and I'm like, oh, I forgot to lock that one. If I pull this one out, which is very stiff because I haven't hardly used it, I can't lock it. Now I have to unstack that top pack just to lock it up. That being said, I'm not the most rough with my stuff, so I don't see myself ever locking them, ever, at all. I just don't see it happening. So the locks are nice to have, but this is all gonna go in my cargo trailer. We're gonna lock down the wheels. All of my DeWalt T-Stack stuff, I currently have never once locked it, and never once has a drawer randomly just busted open. So I don't see the point of locking these myself, for me personally. Let's talk about the next pack here. We open up the top drawer. Look at there, we got some organization, and obviously the top drawer of the double drawer is most likely the exact same. Yeah, if I go to that notch over here, we're looking at about 16 inches. And then about the same here. And then depth, I'm sure is, yep, about 3 5/8, same as the other. Okay, But let's talk about this deep drawer, okay? Shall we talk about the deep drawer? Also, they sent this out, Flex Stack Pack. Let me show you this little rig real quick. Okay, hand tool pouch. It's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure what is involved in this little dude. It's not, once again, it's nice to have some of this stuff. I guess you could, you know, place some linesman pliers in here, maybe some pencils. I'm not sure. Got another big pouch in the back. I'm not exactly sure what this thing is all about, but needless to say, it's part of the stack-pack lineup. It says quick connect latches, high density ballistic polyester, hanging hook and steel clip, dual layer design with 6 pockets. So there you go. There's your hand tool pouch. Let's open this up. I haven't even looked at this. Okay, that makes more sense. So it's got the quick connect latches on the back that will allow you to connect that to the topper, this top right here on the original stack pack. So that's kind of cool. And you can hang it. See that? You can hang it from the side. Pretty nice. I like that. All right, back to the drawer, the big bad drawer. This is the big drawer. Let's give it some measurement. Okay, I'm bumping that farthest point right there. You know, I'm gonna say you're definitely safe at 16.5 inches. Let's go the other direction. Bump that point. Obviously my tape's on a bit of an angle, but yeah, you're safe at 11 inches right there. Definitely safe at 11 inches. Okay, now we go depth. This is probably the one you want to see if you're watching this. Man, you can't fit 8 inches in there. There's no way 8 inches is fitting in there. I'm gonna call it more like, let me see. I'm gonna call it more like 7 and 15/16, something like that on the depth for the big drawer. So a little under 8 inches gonna fit in this, but man, I tell you what, the click and the way this is designed, see, they want you to try it out because it is really nice. Pick up. This one, I've noticed the bigger drawer, you got to kind of shimmy it a little bit. See that? Now, if I had my second hand free, these smaller drawers open just a hair bit easier. See how much easier I'm opening that? But this one, you got to give it a little bit more tug. Maybe that'll just be better with break-in. All right, let's get this bottom stack open. First, I'm going to unstack this to show it to you up close. All right, here's the big boy. This might be my favorite stack pack of all. Push up, pull out, push in. This thing is massive inside, absolutely massive. You can fit some big stuff in there. Basically, this particular stack pack could easily replace that particular stack pack. In fact, I wish it would replace, and I'll get into that here in a minute. All right, total width. Now I'm going on this little stub out here, about 17.5 inches. Okay, you're gonna get about 17.5 inches of clearance between these plastic stub outs, right? Between the whole thing, if you don't count the stub outs, you got a little over 18 inches. And then for height, let's check that height. 11.5 is plenty clear. You could almost do 11 3/4. How about that depth? 13.5 definitely wouldn't work. I'm assuming right here behind this clip. Probably gonna have to be behind this clip, so 12 inches would easily fit. And then over here on the sides, you know, you could get 13 inches in there, no problem. Over on the sides, so. This thing is great though. This is the game changer box to me. You can see it's a little flappy right there, but I mean, it is latched. You have to pick up. It latches pretty good on this. So would I lock this one? No, I wouldn't lock it. I 100% trust that. All right, let me get into some of my dislikes here. The dolly. I dislike the dolly for a couple reasons. Well, for one main reason, actually. It doesn't have a handle, man. I'm in rural Arkansas. I'm not taking this thing in elevators. I'm not taking this thing down the sidewalk. I'm taking this thing through the client's yard that's muddy and rock infused. The smooth tires ain't going to get it. And the fact that it ain't got no handle, that ain't going to get it. So I don't like that. I do like that it's got handles on the side here in that sense. You can carry it around. And I like that it rolls so smooth, but this right here, this is what I needed. I needed this style dolly. I need a big, durable, heavy-duty handle and some big off-road tires. This is perfect, other than the fact that it goes back to my first main gripe with any of these type of organization containers. If I want to get my circular saw out of that container, how do I do it? Got to unstack those. That drives me nuts. The perfect recipe would have been replace that big container on the bottom with this container on that cart, okay? That's what we want, Flex. If you're listening to this, we want this container right here, the one that opens up. We want that container to replace that container on that particular cart. Check this thing out. This is a cool accessory that I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with yet. I can't decide if I want to put it in my garage or if I want to put it in the tool trailer because it's so doggone cool. I think they said this thing supports like 70 pounds or I don't know. I need to look that up. But basically all this is, now you do have to assemble this. They send you these two brackets that you have to fasten to this lid. Now you can see how this works. Got these two clips right here. And then this one over here. So now, if your stack pack is attached to this lid, say it's mounted to the wall of your trailer, cargo van, garage, shop, you could have your organizer or drawers or whatever saving a little bit of space, and then when you need them, just flip those things out. Or you could just leave it like that in that position. And you could have drawers just mounted on your walls that you just walk up to and pull out, right? When you snap the drawers off, you can put this down. I just think it's brilliant. This is cool stuff from Flex right here. Since we're talking about stackpack and Wave 2, I thought it was only fitting to mention some of these other organizers from stackpack that they offer. This is just their regular suitcase organizer. Why don't I give you some dimensions on this too as well? This is a really nice system, and before I do that, before I open this thing up and show you around, let me direct your attention to the top of it. The top of this one's a little bit different in the fact that it's got a clear top, so you can kind of see inside, which is cool. And something else that I'm forgetting to mention, they actually have this other organizer that's really small. I love the size of this one. You have to flip these up, these in the middle right here. Got to flip that up. You work that side in, and you slam that side down. Now your small organizer is clipped on to your larger organizer, and it also has a clear lid, which is nice. And all of these are like IP67 rated or whatever, where they're waterproof. You don't have to worry about that. I haven't had any problems with water getting in mine. Really, really nice. So just a lot of nice little offerings from Flex, and I love this small one. I really love this small one. Let's see here. Lid, there we go. Handle, excuse me. It's got a little baby handle on it. I just love that. I don't know, I just love the small ones. Okay, let's open this thing up. Let's take a few measurements, shall we? Just so you know. This is the type of stuff that I look for. That's why I'm doing it. I want to know the measurements. So we got approximately, if you were to take all of these out, which you can, except for the main center divider, and I'll show you that here in a second, you're looking at about 17.5 inches, okay? And then about 3 3/4 deep, about 13.5 inches wide. So take a look-see in there. lots of organization here. And yes, you can take that entire container out. You can move these around inside. See how that works? It's just too simple. This rail here, obviously you can't take that out. But you could take those out. Now you've got a nice big empty slot. So a couple of accessories that I've only used this one, I believe. I've got it inside this flex stack pack. I'll show you inside these here in a sec. But this is super nice. This is called the front tool rack rail. And what this allows you to do is basically hook your tools on your flex stack pack. So what's nice is these are all options you can add on. Now you do have to buy these, but some people might not need them, might not want them. So it's nice that they're not just forcing them on you. But if you need it, it's nice to have the option. And then this is the one that this is the outside. Maximum tool accessory holder. So this is just a different one. This one goes on the side here. The other one, I guess, goes on the front, I believe. I just haven't had a chance to truly, yeah, this one goes on the front right here. See that? That one goes on the front. And then this one goes on the sides. Yeah, see? Right there, it goes right on the side. Then you've also got this. This is the level holder, which is kind of cool. Basically, you take off a couple of these cleats or whatever, or tie some cleats on. I'm not real sure. Once again, I just haven't messed with it, but this is your end result. You can put your level in your stack pack. Kind of neat. Let me show you something that I have been using. It's a battery holder. This is what the inside of this particular stack pack looks like. And this is the battery holder. So this is an optional mount. Really nice to hold your batteries. By the way, if you want to see what the inside of my second stack pack here looks like, I've got the Bosch Freak Impact, the Bosch bandsaw, and I've got the Flex original drill that I've had for a very long time. Some Sawzall blades, 350 batteries. Okay, so this is a cool feature of the stack pack that I absolutely love. Let me grab one of these cases real quick and I'll show you. Here's that little kit with some SDS bits in it. So you can actually, I'm not good at this because I haven't done it very many times yet, but that's how you do it. So I can fit 2 more on there, and then you can actually stack them together as well, which is kind of cool. And then if you need to access it, look at there. Now, the only problem is, can't close it. So, in certain circumstances though, this is really nice. For instance, the deep box, I actually think I have room for those. I might actually have one in there right now, I can't remember. Let's see what we got in the deep box. All right, I don't have one in there right now, but I might have room for this. Okay. Boom, or clipped on. Yes, she closes. So that's fantastic, and I think I've got room for another one up here. But in here, I've got the Flex paddle switch grinder, rear handle, reset, and jigsaw D handle. These blades are really good. Rip guide for the jigsaw. I use it often. So there you go. Flex, stack pack, Flex. Thank you so much for coming out with some of these cool stack pack organization options for us. It just makes our jobs much more easier. We work more efficient when we know where our tools are at. I wish the bottom drawer of this cart, or the bottom container of this cart, was a drawer. Make us a rugged off-road drawer. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe. Support the channel. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below.